welcome, gentlemen, and to an extent, ladies. The four of you are a group of adventurers. You have known each other for a little bit now. Maybe you're not the best of friends, you're at least colleagues. And at this current point in time, you have recently come upon a small job which you are getting a decent pay for. You would all get about 1,000 gold pieces for completing this job. The four of you are currently in the city of Morbus, and each of you kind of has a reason to go on this little quest besides the 1,000 gold pieces. Recently, in the Forest of Moranis, there have been merchants, travelers that come through there that went missing. Sometimes their carts were found, sometimes they weren't, sometimes there was a little bit of cash that was still there, but for some weird reason, everybody that went looking for them also seemed to either disappear or find no trace. Now, one of you, if I'm not mistaken, has a connection to one of these merchants at least, and was therefore originally tasked with the job. And the other three, you guys came along for your own various reasons. So first of all, what we're going to start with is everybody gets to describe their character, gets to describe whatever reason he or she has to come on this little adventure, and anything about yourself that you want to tell us. Let's say it like that. So we'll start with the reason that we're all here. Nyanta.
My name's Nyanta Lanes. You've likely heard of my family, and if not, for our tea brand, Lanes. We are quite a well-known family for one of more popular and exquisite tea brands. We originally have lost some of our merchants who has been traveling through the forest. Thus, we sent my apprentice, Miss Alice Fiona Kay. The little elf is a bit of an airhead, but she gets the job done. But she hasn't actually got the job done, as she's gone missing as well. So to take the matter into my own hands, I will be going for myself to try and find my apprentice. And of course the other merchants, but
All right. Second character on this little job is probably the weirdest looking of your entire little group, Cobs.
Yes. Uh, I'm Cobs. You might have seen me already in some theaters. I and Tanya over here. Say hi, Tanya. Hi. My little puppet, waving my little puppet with my hand. Well, we want to have some more adventures, to have greater stories and more publicity for our shows. Yes. So I hope we will have a great adventure. Yes.
All right. And then the next person in your little group, Terrance.
Hello, everyone. And you see a human male with his eyes sometimes twitching towards Tanya, as if he's not too fond of the puppet, as if there's more to the puppet than the eye would tell. And he's like, sometimes he lays his eyes for a couple of seconds into seemingly nothingness, and then he just nods and looks somewhere else. He does not look into your eyes directly when he speaks. He's a bit of an odd fellow.
All right. And then finally, Blinx.
Yeah. Well, hello everyone. My name is Blinx. Blinx is a strange creature with purple hair, and her skin is pink. Yeah, she saw a puppet man and a cat, so she thought this is a great adventure, so we go for it. So
All right. As I said, the four of you got this request mostly on Nyanta's behalf. And you're starting in the city of Morbus, but the travel towards the forest isn't really all that dangerous. Lately, the island of Morbus has been a lot more protected ever since some small attacks coming from orcs, goblins, and stuff like that have been present on the island. Security has kind of increased over the island. Except for the forests, because the forest always seems like a little bit of a dark and dangerous place, even though that's usually overestimated up until probably this point. So with that, the four of you get saddled. You would be allowed to get a couple of horses, and you would be allowed to travel towards the forest itself. Now, the forest itself is pretty large. It requires a couple of days to actually get through. What a lot of people know is that kind of the outside part of the forest is a little safer. The trees are a little bit further away from one another. There's, every now and again you do see like a wild animal, but most of them are not predatory. It's once you kind of get more towards the center of this forest that you start seeing maybe like a bear or a couple of wolves, which is why usually merchants that go through here do take precautions, do take like 3 or 4 guards with them. Now you guys travel towards the forest, and then you have about a day within the forest, kind of within the outer parts, where you can kind of look around the path. I'm not going to ask any rolls for this. This is pretty basic. The trees, as I said, are kind of spaced far enough from one another to an extent where you can, how do I put this? Find out that there's not really anything dangerous lurking behind them. But then you do spend a first night within the forest. So before we go to the first day where we're going to get kind of serious, I guess, I would like to know how you guys handle the marching order and how you guys handle Night's Watch, as in who's up front, who's in the back, who stays up when, stuff like that.
I will go first. That's good.
I'll go second.
Don't we have a ranger that is quite known for these around these lands?
Yes. I travel these woods sometimes. I can go first. Or
I feel
second.
like that would be probably good. Is the road big enough for 2 people to be in front and like
Yes.
2 and 2, or? Okay,
Yes.
We might do that. We might just put the 2 frontliners in front and the 2 backliners in the back.
Yes, I prefer the backline. Backline is fine.
Yes, sir. I will follow your orders, sir. Should I call you sir?
It's fine. Just call me
Yes?
Nyanta. Meow.
Nyanta meow or just
No, you don't
Nyanta?
have to. Nah, just Nyanta is fine.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
Mrs. La
Mrs. What?
Lanes?
Oh. Okay, so Terrance and Nyanta up front, Cobs and Blinx in the back, and then for the nightly watch, or are you not keeping a watch?
I
Yeah,
cannot
you should.
sleep easily. I'll take the first 2 hours.
I will take the second.
I guess I'm third.
Last watch. I like my sleep uninterrupted, preferably.
All right, so you're not taking a watch then?
No, that's what we said. We just said the orders, no?
Oh, I thought you said you didn't want to give up any sleep. Sorry.
No, no sleep to be interrupted. So if
Ah,
I'm either
okay.
first or last, it's fine.
All right, so Blinx first, then Terrance, then Cobs, and then Nyanta, right?
Right.
All right. Then I would like Terrance to make a perception check. If you'd please. 17. All right. So the first 2 hours, the 2 hours that Blinx does, go by pretty uneventful. Terrance, during the hours that you kind of keep watch and you kind of look around the forest, at a certain point in time, kind of in the distance, but and not very clearly visible, you do see a small figure that kind of like scurries around the trees, seems to look in your direction, and the moment he sees you looking back, he kind of scurries off and goes a little further.
How far away is the little...
About, I would say, 60 feet, something like that.
I cast a hunter's mark on it,
All right.
and I wake Nyanta. Try to wake Nyanta.
All right. Nyanta, as you're like kind of laying on the ground, you all of a sudden feel someone just like trying to, get you to wake up.
I know you don't like to be
Wow.
interrupted in your sleep, but there's
What
something
happened?
there. There's something there. I don't know, some small creature. And I point to the direction the creature was
Are you
when I last
afraid of
saw
a
it.
small critter? Okay, let me chase away the bunny. Alright. So I get out of my bed, grab my rapier, and I head outside.
All right. Do you head in the direction that Terrance pointed at then, or?
Yep. I just slowly walk with my rapier in hand,
Okay, make a
but not really in a position to fight. Just like holding it forward to move away all the bushes and stuff.
All right, make a perception
And
check.
I try to follow as well, with my bow in my...
Nice.
23. Nice, natural 20. Okay, this starts out great. As you kind of look in the direction that Terrance points out, you also see this small creature. You would kind of say like about the size of Cobs. Kind of scurry off, trying to be relatively stealthy, but just trying to run away. Doesn't really seem to be caring. At a certain point in time, however, he does kind of look back, looks you in the eyes, and there's this strange purpley glow that you kind of see coming off of what you can only surmise is an eye, that goes in your direction, and then he just like looks back and just starts scurrying off again. This time a little faster, since he seems to have noticed that you guys are following it.
Should I shoot it?
I mean, sure, go for it. I don't mind. I'm going back to bed. So as I go back into my tent.
All right. You want to shoot it, Terrance?
I'll shoot it.
Did you have dark vision?
Oh fuck, I don't.
Then you have to make this attack with disadvantage.
Oh fuck.
As you kind of like prepare, I'm guessing it's a bow, right? A longbow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's a longbow.
You kind of like ready the arrow and you shoot, and like about halfway between the distance between you and the creature, it just like lands in the side of a tree, and the creature now kind of like, I'm not gonna say startled, but like seemingly having noticed that it gets shot at, it just immediately starts like dashing away, just immediately like running, making sure that you can't catch
Go!
it. You have successfully chased off a small creature.
Yes! Terrance did it again.
Proud of yourself.
All right, so do you go back to bed, or what do you do?
Is it in the middle of my watch or something?
About, yeah.
Okay, then I just go and sit back and just like talk to myself. I did it again. My master will be proud. I did it again. Nice. I'm getting better at this.
That's not creepy at all.
No.
So, the rest of your watch goes by pretty uneventful. If there's like another small creature, it doesn't really seem to want to come too close, and usually it's like rabbits or smaller than the thing that you had seen beforehand. The same kind of goes for Cobs and Blinx. You two also have like pretty uneventful watches, apart from maybe at a certain point, like a bird that like flies over and just and flies off again. Nothing special except for the fact that maybe that scares the shit out of you. I don't know how jittery you people are. But pretty much you guys get through the night relatively unscathed. So the next morning, unless someone has something that they wish to do, I'm guessing that you guys can kind of start traveling deeper into the forest.
I want to
Nice
retrieve
cup
the
of tea.
arrow.
All right, make a survival check. You kind of go and look at the arrow and you see that like there's this small colony of insects that seems to have like bitten pieces off of it, and it just seems to have gone to shit.
Oh.
Oh,
So no, you don't get back your arrow. It's been there for like 4 hours by this point, I think, something like that. So yeah. All right. So do you guys want to go deeper into the forest, or do you guys have something else that you wish to do beforehand?
I'd like to fill one of my water skins with tea, preferably.
Okay. You now have a water skin with tea. It is now a tea skin.
I will try grow a cattail.
Let's just be happy that you can't fill it with 4s. So you wanna try to grow a tail? What?
Yeah. I think as a changeling you can do that. No.
I don't know the exact details of changeling, so I'm quickly going to look that up because I'm not 100% sure how that works anymore. So stand by.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know everything off the top of my head. I would guess you can duplicate. Yeah, technically you should be able to do that. You should be able to like make it so that you have a small tail or a large tail, depends what you want.
Like I want to tell like Nyanta. Yeah. Nyanta.
So all of a sudden you see like this kind of humanoid figure, and all of a sudden she just grows a tail. It's like.
I look back to see if I grew a tail as well because I don't want to grow it.
Make a perception check. You have the slight feeling that there's something just like growing at the back of your like just right above your ass, like.
Please, what did I do wrong? I don't understand. Why do you punish?
Can I try with prestidigitation?
Prestidigitation, yeah.
Yeah, that to show a tail out on Terrance. Doesn't that work? So?
Terrance, make an investigation check. This one's
I
serious.
hate you already.
Uh,
21. I mean, you get like this little tingly sensation down at your back, and you kind of like pat it away. You can't like make a full-grown tail. You can give him the feeling that he has a tail, but that's about it. And he seems to really like. He doesn't seem to be affected. This doesn't seem to be the first time that someone has tried something like this on him.
I tried this too much.
So yeah. Anyway, moving on. So holy shit. As you guys move deeper into the forests, this is the moment where you kind of really have to start looking for tracks and signals and symbols and things that can kind of lead you to your destination. So I am going to ask that you make a combined of 3 checks. Someone who tries to look at the lay of the land and tries to specifically track with a wisdom survival check. someone who just does a scan of the general area, trying to find anomalies or whatever with a perception check, and then someone who tries to kind of think about the knowledge that they have of the terrain and of forests and what should and should not be there. So that would be an intelligence nature check. Each of you can make one of these checks pretty much. So I need 3 people to make a check pretty much, and you can choose who does what depending on your preference.
They're not great at either, but perception would probably be my best course of action.
I gonna quick look.
Goblins are not smart nor very perceptive.
I can do the survival one.
And was there another check?
Intelligence, nature, wisdom, perception, wisdom, survival. Those were the 3.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do
either
the-
survival or perception.
Only the perception pretty much, all the rest is pretty meh.
All right. So that's the survival check.
Roll the perception. There we go.
All right.
And now no.
An intelligence nature check by either Cobs or Blinx.
Or give it to the horses.
The horses can be very intelligent, but I don't think they will be able to tell you what they know.
A nature check, right?
I would have allowed them to do the perception check. Yes, intelligence nature.
Yay, great.
That's an 8. All right. So Blinx, you don't recall shit about this area. You've probably never been here. You know Forest, but you don't know this one. This is you have no clue what's going on here. You like point out a couple of points, and you're like more confusing the rest of the group than you're really helping. Other than that, Nyanta and Terrance, between the 2 of you, you kind of look between the tracks. You kind of find, you kind of start looking for tracks. You kind of look around the area, and together you can kind of figure out, okay, at a certain point in time, you can figure out a location where you see a couple of cart tracks that seem to have gone off the road. And there seem to be small signs, relatively old, you would say about maybe 1.5 weeks of a struggle. Something seems to have happened here to some people. You kind of get the feeling that the tracks are kind of like going more towards the north, deeper into the forest, off of the path.
First of all, I'm hiding. I'm going in stealth, just
Okay.
instinctively.
Make a stealth check. Do you have a plus 20 fucking 5 to stealth again? Oh no, just a plus 8. Okay. I'm used to him having like plus 30 to stealth, so it's refreshing to see him only have a plus 8.
24.
24? Where did you get the plus 1 from?
No, on the Bino it's 14 and plus 10 from past.
Okay, right, okay. I thought you rolled a 24. I was like, wait, it's 23. So you're pretty hidden. Like, all of a sudden, like, the rest of the group is kind of like trying to point this out. They look behind them and they see that someone's gone. Like, wait.
Where is the Hume?
Terrance!
What's happening?
I'm here, guys. Don't point at my direction, but don't let them see me.
Just to the left, by the way, just so you all know.
He's there.
Wait for Terrance.
For some weird reason, I'm like imagining this giant arrow just pointing down towards Terrance right now. I don't know why.
I can do that.
I know you can. So do you guys want to follow the tracks, or do you want to do something else, or?
I'd like to do my minute of primeval awareness.
All right. What range is that, or how?
5 miles for all undead creatures.
All right. For undead, right?
Yes.
Let me quickly check. You do actually sense a small group of undead in the direction that the car tracks seem to have gone.
Oh shit.
How far?
You would say at your current pace, you would have to leave the horses behind. So at your like travel pace, about 15 to 20 minutes travel. So that would be, I think, about like 500 feet, something like that.
I share the information.
No, that would
And I say,
be more. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
and I say, if I hide in the bushes, it's because it's important. There are undead creatures ahead of us. Okay, approximately 15 minutes, but still, it was a precautionous.
The moment you say undead, I like let out a scream. Eee, undead!
Also, one more small thing. You also notice that they seem to be a little bit elevated compared to you. They don't seem to be on your height.
Oh shit.
They seem to be about 20 feet higher than you guys.
Does this
It
like
are
is this
floating
forest
undead.
flat or is it like kind of mountainy area?
It's
where it
pretty
can-
flat. You do know that towards this direction, the island of Morbus goes or rises a little bit, going towards Durnan, towards the direction that you go. But if you flatly go north, then the increase, it's kind of debatable whether or not there would be like an actual 20 feet increase there. You get kind of the feeling that it wouldn't be that much. You're kind of even there's even a possibility that there might not like you would stay on the same height actually even in that travel.
Well, I'll take a look up then because they might be inside of the trees. Who knows?
And I just whispered to nobody in particular, you want me to go? Yes, I think you want me to go. We should go, right? I'll go check it. Yeah, guys, we should go. Check it out.
Are we sure? It
You're
does seem
so
like very
rude.
scary out there.
All right. So I'm guessing you guys start traveling in that specific direction.
Yep.
Um,
we go.
Pass without a trace and go in stealth.
Okay, pass without trace is an hour, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I gonna use my cloak of elvenkind, so I put my my hat on.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Oh, you have. Do we have to roll for that or not?
For stealth, yeah.
Okay.
I also want to go stealthily.
You get a +10 modifier from my my.
Wait. Advantage.
Yay.
Nice.
Oh god. It's a 16 then.
So you guys start traveling, and you're all very quiet, but there's this one person that just keeps.
Sorry.
Doesn't seem to be too bloody quiet for some weird reason.
Put your tail away.
Anyway, so as you guys kind of start like going down this path, it doesn't take long. Even in this kind of stealthy fashion, being stealthy, it also takes a little bit longer for you guys to actually get there. Not that much longer. You maybe go like to 20 to 25 minutes, something like that. But after like already about like 5 to 10 minutes, you already start noticing that it's getting colder. You kind of start like looking around a little bit, and you start even seeing these like little dots of white, as if there's like this small kind of snowflakes that seem to have dropped here. And as you continue along through the trees and through the forest, you start seeing more and larger versions of these. And you all know that this is not normal. It's more like towards the hotter part of this of the year right now. and you're all thinking like this isn't normal. It's not normal for it to be this, or to be cold enough for like snow and ice to be here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, chaps. I did not bring any winter coats.
No.
Neither did I. But yeah, it's getting
Got
cold here.
4 sets of fine clothing for myself, obviously, but I did not bring any winter coats.
Can I
Anya,
grow
do you
a
know why
bear?
it's so cold here? How should I know? I don't know. Shouldn't be like not be like snowing right now? It's very weird here.
Is it possible to look for some wood to make a torch from?
Yeah, sure.
Can I grow a fur?
Yeah, you can, of course.
Okay. Let a bear fur grow on my.
All right.
It's pink.
What?
I would just like to move 5 feet away from the new fur.
Very stealthy. Pink fur.